Okay, I can't believe I'm actually recording the very first video on this very first day. I'll tell you more about why I say that, but in general I wanted to start out with this story. About my grandma who lived in the Soviet Union for the most of her life, and when she would look at us sitting there on our cell phones, she would say, "Вы со вашими шпиончиками." In English that would be like, "You with your little spy devices." But little did she know, almost like prophecy and aware, instead of us spying on the people like the communists did in the Soviet Union with all of their small gadgets and all, the phones are actually spying on us. What does she actually know? Not much. Yet, without understanding the tech behind cell phones, she had enough discernment because of her lived out experience in the Soviet Union to recognize cell phones for what they actually are and what they one day would turn into. Spy devices that would gather information on all the details of our lives. Hey, welcome to the De-Googled Life, your channel for reclaiming your privacy in a digital age where we raise awareness on how your privacy is being exploited and guide you through the steps to break free from big tech, offering tips and tools for both beginners, maybe advanced users. Basically, from product reviews to deep dives into terms of service, we're here to help you make informed choices and take control of your online presence. So here I am with my grandma about 2 decades ago, the day she received her US citizenship. It was a very happy day as we were driving back home, leaving from all the memories of communist persecution behind her. This is before we had smartphones. Now, I had to go to MapQuest to figure out how to get to and from the citizenship place in San Francisco. Dude, MapQuest still exists? At that time, I had the flip-up Motorola T720, the pre-smartphone age. I assume not much data was being collected apart from the location of the device using the cell phone towers with the network tower triangulation technique, whatever. That might be too technical. But when we used our phones in front of Grandma, she always referred to them as spy devices. I understand that in her frame of mind, the KGB communists would use various gadgets to track down Christians and other enemies of the state. But with the public quickly adopting emerging mobile technologies in the 2000s that was marketed to us as convenient or something being smart, we overlooked a major part of the surveillance capitalism where we give up our privacy to big tech companies who are doing things not for our best interest, but for the sake of monetizing on our personal data and to predict and influence our future behavior. So my grandma kind of unawarely prophesied. Although we have technology in the palm of our hands far more advanced than any KGB officer ever dreamed of, the spying is done in reverse. I'm fully convinced that we're entering a time where Christians will wish that they never did give up their information nor have used these mobile smart spy devices. Also, they will wish that they have never uploaded so much personal information on social media platforms and never opened up a Gmail account that literally harvests all of our personal data. Because likewise, we are and will be enemies of the progressive state. So going back to the beginning where I mentioned, I can't believe this is the day that I record my very first video. I'm just looking at it from the perspective of what's happening in South Korea today. They've enacted martial law because of some sort of belief that their current prime minister, president, whatever, whoever they have as their governing leader, believe that the opposition party is sympathizing with North Korea. So to make sure that all enemies are taken care of, hey, let's enact martial law. So any protests, any media, it's grid lockdown. Technologies like these with Google, with everything that's on your smartphones, this is where they can come to these companies and get all the data that they need, even though that nation is not communist and claims to be a democracy. This is the specific reason why this is needed. I remember, my future to be brother-in-law, God willing, but he said, yeah, Korea is nice, but like it's very crazy how much surveillance there is, that there's not really a sense of privacy. Cameras everywhere. It's safe, but cameras everywhere and it sucks. So in a moment like this, regular people could find themselves to be enemies of the state with information that is continuously being gathered on them, not just outside CV cameras, but just the information that's gathered right in the palm of their hands based on their geolocations, based on what they're searching for, based on the content that they're watching, stuff they're liking on social media. So It's crazy, yeah. These are some techniques that they would hunt down Christians. But if you're not a Christian, it doesn't even matter, because the information that's gathered on us, it's very easy to identify the enemies of the state that have dissenting views. You don't necessarily need to be a Christian to be an enemy of the state. And my former Soviet people, they can actually prove that to you. So thanks, Grandma. Your wisdom and foresight has definitely outlived its days and was way beyond me. So rest in peace. Now, I want to be upfront with you. Why am I sharing this story with you about my grandma in the first place? Just like with any other brand that creates a personal connection with their audience, it's my way for you to create a deep and an emotional connection that humanizes the story, so that you'd be able to recall it into your memory. That I can actually persuade you to make an informed choice and take control of your online presence as I de-Google my life personally. I want to invite you into that journey as well, to do along with me, or anyone else who just decides to join the movement. So I have much more content coming up to talk to you about, and I hope you find it educational. And until then, take care.